Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm just gonna apologize in advance for the fact that I sound awful. It's because it's a reflection of how I feel. One sec, I'm gonna go grab Cusco. Whenever I try to like intro anything or film, he just starts yelling, so I might as well just grab him. And we're back. This is gonna be a bit of a quick video because I'm just getting ready to head out to an appointment, which I also vlogged in another video that you will see someday. Wow, content. The last 24 hours have been a little bit of a doozy pet-wise. Oh my god, Budgies. My pets won't let me film. For those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, you haven't heard this yet. For those of you who do, I'm sorry. I mentioned in my room tour video that the birds don't sleep in the aviary at night. 3 Budgies share one big cage, and then Cusco has his own. My Budgies have slept together for 8 years. Never had an issue. So you can see where this is going. Foreshadowing. Basically what happened is yesterday I left my apartment to go downstairs and get my mom's dog because I was babysitting him for the day. And when I came back up, Chip had managed to get out of the storage room that the birds all sleep in and was just flying around my apartment, which, you know, would normally not be a catastrophe, except my roommate has a cat. So the cat was like, wow, and Chip was like, wow, and I was like, oh my God. Chip's just flying everywhere, freaking out. I'm freaking out. So I like dropped my mom's dog. He was fine. Grabbed the cat, locked the cat in the other room, and Chip, luckily for us, we have like 10-foot high ceilings. So because Chip is flighted, he was able to get to the top of the window and just hide out there. Waited for Chip to calm down and then grabbed him. How did Chip get out of a locked storage room? What I've been able to piece together based on like what I found when I inspected the room is just a hot mess. This is a valuable lesson for those of you with birds. When I got their sleep cage, I was told that the bar spacing was adequate for Budgies. I didn't measure it, and that was a mistake on my part as an owner. I should have double checked this before putting Budgies in it. That was stupid. Because the bar spacing was too wide, Chip was able to squeeze through the bars. I don't know how he did it without getting stuck, but he did. And the spacing under the storage room door is also ½ an inch, and he wiggled out under the storage room door. And I know that this is what happened because he's molting right now, and I found feathers wedged up underneath the door where he shimmied through, and I also found a couple of feathers wedged in between 2 of the cage bars where it looked like he had squeezed through. Had he not been flighted, he would be dead. Really, really close call. The cat knew that he was loose. She would have been right by the door when he got loose, so Chip is incredibly lucky to still be alive. I don't even want to think about how close that was. I reconfigured everybody's sleeping arrangements, made sure the bar spacing was good to go. One thing I like about the vision cages is that they list exactly which birds these ones are safe for, and they have the measurements of the bar spacing on their website. So I made sure that like this was as good as it was gonna get. All 3 of the Budgies lived in vision cages before they moved into the aviary, so for about 6 years. Chip, stop chirping! So everybody was comfortable in their sleep cages. They were all familiar spaces to them. Went in without an issue, went to bed, great. Woke up this morning to my roommate texting me saying she could hear the birds screaming. Okay, threw some pants on, checked the storage room, blood. Blood everywhere, everywhere. I immediately flicked on their light, checked everybody over. Cusco was fine, like he sleeps separate from the Budgies, but he was definitely like distraught, like something had definitely happened because it takes a lot to freak Cusco out. Vex was at the top of the cage, looking totally fine. She's my foster Budgie, and she's the most dominant out of all of the Budgies. So I kind of wonder if maybe this was her, but based on what I saw when I looked in the cage, I don't think it was. Chip and Nala were both on the bottom of the cage, really disheveled. Chip was fine. I checked him over, nothing, no signs of injury, but poor Nala. She's at the bottom of the pecking order. If somebody's getting picked on or like if anything happens, it's always poor Nala. So she had blood on her cheek, she has a cut on her toe, and she had some blood on her belly, but when I checked her over, I couldn't find an actual wound, so I think these 2 were just splatter from her foot. Anybody who's had a Budgie get bitten on the toe before knows just how much their toes bleed. Literally every time I talk right now, Chip starts chirping. So anyway, that was really rough. She's pretty shaken up. I feel really bad. I don't know what happened. I think Chip was the one that got into the scuffle with her, which is odd because they've been together for years, but they were both on the bottom of the cage. They were both breathing pretty heavily. And when I went to move the cage, he went after her again. I think he was the culprit. I don't know what his deal is this week. I don't know what he's going through, but he's put me through the ringer for sure, and he's put the other birds are pretty stressed out by the whole situation. Poor Nala. I have a clip of the cage and what everything looked like when I walked into the storage room. I do want to like preface this clip by saying that I filmed it after I had checked everybody over to make sure that there wasn't an actual emergency happening. All right, and on top of the weather drama that is this morning, I just heard the budgies screaming in their sleep cage, came in and checked, and somebody, I think it was Vex, but somebody bit Nala on the foot and on her face. So she got beat up pretty good last night. Look at her. She's like covered in blood. There's blood on the cage. Where is it? There's blood on the cage. It's cage cleaning day anyway, obviously. So, I mean, at least there's that. But like, what? It's everywhere. I feel so bad. Poor Nala. But I just took her out and looked her over, and I don't think this isn't the first time this has happened for Nala, unfortunately. But I just looked her over, and I don't think she needs a vet. Everything has stopped bleeding. But I am going to be keeping a really close eye on her the next couple of days. Poor girl. I did release her back into the aviary for the day. She's eating, she's chattering a little bit, but she's pretty upset. She's pretty fluffed up, definitely not her usual self. And if she hasn't perked up by the end of the day today, I will be making an appointment to have her checked out by our vet, just to make sure that she's okay. But based on everything I could see, she looks all right. I did call my vet, and based on what I told him, he agreed that she probably doesn't need to come in. She's probably just a little bit upset by what happened. So I will be separating the budgies tonight. Nala's gonna sleep in the aviary with Indy, and Chip and Vex will both be sleeping in separate cages tonight, just because I'm not entirely sure who instigated the fight this morning, and I don't want to take any chances because it was really scary to wake up to, especially literally like 24 hours to almost to the minute of when Chip got out. It's not been a very good last couple of days here. I will show you how Nala's doing now. Cusco would also like to show you how Nala's doing now. So there's poor Nala. Excuse the bad lighting. It's storming here today. Super cloudy and dark out. But she's pretty much cleaned up now. Her left foot, so the one she's hiding right now, is the worst one. That's where the bite is. You can see, I don't know if you can see it on the video, she still has a little bit of blood on her belly, but she has been preening herself and she is eating. She's just been pretty fluffed up and inactive for the day, but I mean, after the morning she's had, I probably would be too. But keeping my fingers crossed that she perks up and I don't have to take her to the vet. Poor girl. My biggest takeaway from the last couple hours, for sure, I have birds. My biggest takeaway has definitely been that no matter how experienced you think you are with your animals, there's always going to be a curveball. There's always going to be those unexpected things, and you really can't get too confident, because something that has worked for years and years might not, and it only takes once. One piece of bad luck, or one faulty piece of equipment, or one salty budgie to turn a regular routine into an emergency. I'm really, really glad that both Chip and Nala are okay. They are my oldest pets by far, so I would be devastated if they were to get hurt or injured or, like, God forbid, killed by something. Can you not bite me? Wow. By something totally preventable. I've redone their sleeping arrangements. I will be purchasing a strip for the storage room door, just in the off chance that Chip, for whatever reason, is able to get out again. I really, really don't want to have to come home and find him. The last 24 hours have definitely just been a lot of bad luck, but I'm doing everything that I can to hopefully prevent these kinds of things from happening in the future, and hopefully everybody can keep their stuff together. All right, let's go take a look at poor Nala. There's Vex and Indy chilling in the back there. Indy hates my camera, so I'm not gonna zoom in on him, but hopefully it all perks up soon.